Nia was going about her usual morning routine when she heard a knock at the door. To her shock, it was Zuri, Tae's ex-wife, standing there with a serious look. Zuri didn't waste time with pleasantries. She immediately revealed that Tae had been hiding a fortune, a wealth he never mentioned to Nia. According to Zuri, he intended to take it away from the family he currently had, leaving Nia and their children with nothing. Nia felt a mix of fear and anger, realizing that everything she thought she knew about her husband was a lie. Her mind raced as she tried to figure out how to protect her children and herself from the betrayal that had been quietly unfolding behind her back. Determined not to be caught off guard, Nia quickly started gathering information, looking for anything that could prove Tae's deceit. She confronted him, pretending to be unaware at first, but as their conversation heated up, the truth spilled out. Tae's carefully constructed lies began to unravel, each story contradicting the other. Nia stayed calm on the outside, but inside, a storm of emotions raged. She knew that this was the moment to take control rather than crumble under the shock. With Zuri's help, Nia uncovered documents and evidence that Tae had tried to hide, showing the depth of his betrayal. She realized that while he had planned to manipulate and cheat, he had underestimated her determination and intelligence. The confrontation turned intense as Nia used the evidence to expose Tae's schemes. His shock and desperation were evident, and the power that once seemed to be his began slipping away. By the end, Nia wasn't just defending herself. She had reclaimed control of her life. She found a way to secure her family's safety, and even turn the situation in her favor. Tae, who had believed he could manipulate and deceive, was left powerless as Nia emerged stronger and wiser. The children were safe, and Nia had proven that courage, careful planning, and quick thinking could overcome even the most hidden betrayals. In the end, what started as a shocking revelation became a story of empowerment, resilience, and justice served. Nia had turned a dangerous secret into her advantage, showing that even in the face of deceit, strength and determination could change the game completely. Aisha's husband, Oba, seemed perfect in every way. He was kind, caring, and attentive, the kind of man anyone would dream of having. Life felt peaceful until one afternoon, Lindai, his ex-wife, appeared at their doorstep with an urgent expression. Aisha felt a chill run down her spine as Lindai wasted no time in revealing a shocking secret. Oba had a young child from their previous marriage, a child he had never mentioned to Aisha. The news hit Aisha like a storm. She felt betrayed, confused, and heartbroken all at once. How could the man she trusted so deeply hide something so important? Aisha's mind raced, thinking about her family and the life they had built together. She wanted to protect her children and ensure that nothing dangerous or hurtful disrupted their home. At the same time, she felt a whirlwind of emotions toward Oba. She struggled to understand why he had kept such a big secret, and whether their relationship could survive this revelation. Every word Lindai spoke added weight to the situation, revealing details that made it clear Oba had been living a double life without anyone noticing. Determined to find the truth, Aisha contacted the authorities to verify the claims. Legal documents and police records confirmed that the child was indeed Oba's. Every piece of paper, every signed document made the betrayal more real. Aisha realized that she couldn't ignore this. It was not only a test of her trust, but also a test of her strength. She had to navigate her emotions while ensuring her family remained safe and stable. When confronted with the undeniable proof, Oba could no longer hide. The truth forced him to face his past, to acknowledge the life he had tried to keep secret. Aisha watched as the man she thought she knew struggled with guilt, shame, and the consequences of his choices. Despite her hurt, she remained composed, focusing on the well-being of her family rather than letting anger consume her. In the end, Aisha's courage and careful actions brought clarity to a complicated situation. She learned the value of facing difficult truths, standing strong for her children, and holding others accountable for their secrets. The revelation changed everything, but it also revealed Aisha's resilience and ability to navigate life's toughest challenges while protecting the ones she loved most. Kayamika meets her husband Ayobami's ex-wife, Kemi, unexpectedly one afternoon, and she immediately senses tension in the air. Kemi looks worried and serious as she explains that Ayobami had secretly sold a piece of property that legally belonged to her. Kayamika is shocked and confused at first, She never imagined her husband could be involved in something like this. Her mind spins as she tries to process the betrayal and figure out what steps to take to protect herself and her children. The feeling of being deceived cuts deep, but she knows she cannot act blindly. She needs proof. Determined to uncover the truth, Kayamika quietly starts investigating. She asks questions, reviews paperwork, and searches for anything that might confirm Kemi's claims. Slowly, pieces begin to fall into place, and she discovers hidden documents that reveal Ayobami's deceit. Every paper she finds exposes a layer of lies and manipulation. The realization that the man she trusted had been lying to her all along fills her with both anger and determination. She decides that she cannot let him get away with this, not when her family's safety and future are at stake. Once Kayamika has gathered enough evidence, she contacts the authorities to ensure the crime is properly handled. The police review the documents and uncover the extent of Ayobami's illegal actions. The man who had seemed so trustworthy is now facing the consequences of his dishonesty. The revelation shocks everyone around them, including Ayobami, who cannot deny the facts. Kayamika watches as the truth comes to light, feeling a mix of relief and vindication. In the end, Kayamika emerges not just unscathed but stronger than ever. She gains financial security and the confidence that comes from taking control of a situation that could have destroyed her life. Ayobami's betrayal, instead of breaking her, becomes a turning point, showing her resilience, intelligence, and determination. Kayamika proves that even in the face of deception and lies, courage and careful action can transform a dangerous situation into an opportunity for empowerment. Her story becomes a powerful reminder that strength and clarity can overcome betrayal, and that standing up for oneself is the first step toward justice. Namsa's husband, Malik, seems trustworthy, always polite and attentive, giving the impression of a devoted husband and father. Life felt calm and secure until one morning, Zanil, Malik's ex-wife, unexpectedly shows up at their doorstep. Her expression is serious, almost urgent, and Namsa can sense that something is terribly wrong. Without hesitation, Zanil reveals a shocking truth. Malik had been embezzling money from the business they once shared, and now Namsa's family could be in serious danger if the truth stayed hidden. Namsa feels a surge of fear and anger, realizing that the man she trusted had been hiding such a dangerous secret. Determined not to be taken by surprise, Namsa listens carefully to Zanil and starts piecing together the story. With Zanil's guidance, she begins gathering documents, bank statements, and any proof that shows Malik's deceit. Every discovery reveals more of the lies he had built around his family, each one threatening to destroy the security Namsa thought she had. The fear of losing everything is strong, but so is her resolve. She knows she must act quickly to protect her children and her home. Once Namsa collects enough evidence, she contacts the authorities. The police launch an investigation, and Malik's accounts are immediately frozen. For the first time, the illusion of Malik's control begins to crumble. Namsa watches as the man who appeared so respectable now faces the consequences of his crimes. The tension is high, but Namsa remains calm and focused, knowing that justice is finally being served. As the investigation concludes, Namsa takes the opportunity to rebuild her life. She secures her family's finances and ensures their future is safe from Malik's manipulations. The experience leaves her stronger, more confident, and aware of her own resilience. What began as a terrifying revelation transforms into a story of empowerment and courage. Namsa learns that even when someone close betrays you, careful planning, determination, and support can turn a dangerous situation into an opportunity for justice. By standing firm and acting wisely, she not only protects her family, but also emerges victorious, proving that strength and intelligence can overcome deception and greed. Ayanda's husband, Femi, has a mysterious past that she never fully understood, always appearing calm and trustworthy. One day, his ex-wife, Mariama, arrives unexpectedly carrying a small, worn diary. Mariama's expression is serious, and Ayanda feels a shiver of unease as she realizes this visit is not casual. Mariama explains that the diary holds secrets about Femi, evidence of criminal dealings he had kept hidden, and lies he had told Ayanda throughout their marriage. Shock and disbelief hit Ayanda like a wave. The man she trusted could be involved in such dark deeds. Her mind races, wondering how deep the deception goes and what it means for her family's safety. Determined to protect her children and herself, Ayanda studies the diary carefully. Every page reveals more about Femi's hidden life, fraud, manipulation, and carefully concealed schemes. Anger and fear mix inside her, but she knows panic will not help. She must stay focused and plan her next steps wisely. As she reads, Ayanda begins to gather additional evidence to support the diary's claims, making sure everything is documented and safe. She understands that acting too soon could put her family at risk, so caution becomes her ally in this dangerous situation. Once she has gathered enough proof, Ayanda contacts the authorities. Police examine the diary and confirm the criminal activities it details. Each verification strengthens Ayanda's position and ensures that Femi cannot escape accountability. Seeing justice start to take shape fills her with a sense of relief, but she also knows that exposing him publicly is the final step. Ayanda prepares herself to confront Femi, armed not with anger alone but with undeniable evidence of his betrayal. When the truth comes out, Femi's carefully built facade collapses. Ayanda takes control of the situation, confronting him and ensuring the public understands the extent of his lies. She emerges not only protected but empowered, having turned a terrifying revelation into a story of courage and resilience. Her children are safe, and Ayanda proves that careful thinking, bravery, and determination can overcome deceit and danger. What began as a hidden threat becomes a story of triumph, showing that even the darkest secrets can be confronted and justice can prevail when someone refuses to back down. Zuri's husband, Ayanda, has a new life that seems perfect on the surface. He appears successful, responsible, and trustworthy, making Zuri feel safe and secure in their marriage. But everything changes the day his ex-wife, Amara, shows up unexpectedly, carrying documents that immediately catch Zuri's attention. Amara explains that Ayanda had been living under false identities to hide debts and commit fraud, a secret he carefully kept from everyone, including Zuri. Shock and disbelief hit her, realizing that the man she trusted could be involved in such serious deception. Fear rises as she understands that if she doesn't act quickly, she could lose everything she has worked for. Determined not to be caught off guard, Zuri begins her own investigation. She reviews financial records, uncovers hidden accounts, and pieces together a web of lies that Ayanda had built to protect himself. Each discovery makes her more determined to stop him before his actions destroy her family's security. She carefully collects evidence, documenting every fraud and misrepresentation, knowing that the truth must be undeniable. Zuri feels a mix of anger and resolve. She won't allow someone else's lies to ruin her life. Once she has enough proof, Zuri contacts the authorities. Police and financial investigators examine the documents and quickly confirm that Ayanda has been committing fraud. The revelation shocks Zuri, but it also empowers her, turning fear into strength. The man who once seemed untouchable now faces the consequences of his deceit. Zuri watches as his web of lies unravels, feeling a sense of justice taking hold. By taking careful steps, Zuri gains control over the situation. She protects her finances and ensures her family's safety while exposing Ayanda's deception publicly. What started as a terrifying discovery transforms into a story of courage and empowerment. Zuri proves that awareness, determination, and smart action can turn even the most dangerous betrayal into an opportunity for strength. She emerges stronger, wiser, and in command, showing that no matter how clever someone's lies are, truth and courage can always prevail. Nia finds Tay's ex-wife, Layla, at her door one morning, holding a sealed envelope that immediately catches her attention. Layla looks serious and anxious as she explains that the envelope contains a will revealing a shocking truth. Tay had misused inheritance money that legally belonged to her. Nia feels a mix of shock and disbelief. She had trusted Tay completely, never imagining he could betray not only Layla, but also her own family. Her mind races as she realizes the danger this could pose to her children and her future if she doesn't act quickly. Determined not to be a victim of Tay's schemes, Nia starts gathering information to understand the full extent of his deception. She carefully examines the will and cross-checks details, noticing inconsistencies that reveal how Tay had manipulated finances and hidden the truth. With Layla's help, Nia learns the importance of taking immediate action to protect her rights and safeguard her children. Each discovery fuels her determination to stand strong, despite the shock of betrayal. Nia soon contacts lawyers and the authorities to ensure that the matter is handled legally. Police and legal experts intervene, verifying the authenticity of the will and confirming Tae's misuse of inheritance funds. The evidence leaves Tae with no choice but to face the consequences of his actions. Nia stays composed, knowing that careful planning and support from the authorities are her best tools to protect her family. As the investigation unfolds, Tae's manipulation is exposed publicly. The man who once seemed trustworthy now faces the consequences of deceit and greed. Nia, meanwhile, gains strength and confidence, realizing that courage and quick action can overcome even the most carefully hidden lies. She fights not only for her family's security but also for justice, proving that deception cannot stand when confronted with truth and determination. By the end, Nia emerges empowered, having protected her children and reclaimed control over her life. What began as a shocking revelation becomes a story of resilience and triumph. She proves that even when someone close betrays you, standing firm, seeking help, and acting decisively can turn a dangerous situation into a victory. Nia's courage and intelligence ensure her family's safety and show that honesty and justice will always prevail over manipulation. Aisha's husband, Oba, acts suspiciously for weeks, behaving in ways that make her uneasy. He avoids questions, becomes defensive over small matters, and seems to hide parts of his life. One afternoon, his ex-wife, Kemi, arrives unexpectedly, carrying papers and a serious expression. She warns Aisha that Oba had threatened her and others in the past, revealing a dangerous side that no one in his current life knew about. Kemi urges Aisha to be careful, explaining that confronting him directly could put her and her children at risk. Fear and anxiety grip Aisha, but she knows she must act wisely to protect her family. Determined not to be trapped by Oba's manipulations, Aisha begins gathering evidence quietly. She records conversations, saves messages, and collects any proof of threats, all while keeping her actions hidden from him. She contacts the police and ensures they are monitoring the situation closely, giving her a sense of security as she prepares for the confrontation. Every piece of evidence she collects strengthens her case, and makes it clear that Oba's behavior is not just suspicious but dangerous. As the authorities review the information, they confirm the threats and illegal actions that Oba had made toward others. The moment comes when the police step in, arresting him before he can harm anyone in his current family. Aisha watches as the man who once seemed gentle and loving is taken away, realizing the gravity of what could have happened if she had ignored the warning signs. Relief washes over her, mixed with a sense of accomplishment for having acted wisely and cautiously. News of her bravery spreads in the community, and Aisha becomes a symbol of courage and resilience. People admire her careful thinking, her ability to protect her family, and the way she faced danger without panicking. The experience changes her, making her stronger and more confident, proving that courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to act despite it. Aisha's story serves as a reminder that awareness, vigilance, and careful planning can prevent harm and bring justice, and that standing up for one's family is a powerful act of love and bravery that inspires others. Kayamika's husband, Malik, is living a double life, keeping secrets that no one could have imagined. One day, his ex-wife, Ayanda, shows up unexpectedly, carrying a worried but determined expression. She reveals that Malik has been running a long-term scam, deceiving both families and hiding his dishonest actions behind a friendly and trustworthy facade. Kayamika feels a mix of shock, anger, and disbelief. The man she loved and trusted had been manipulating everyone around him for years, and now she realizes the danger her family could have faced if the truth stayed hidden. Determined not to let Malik succeed, Kayamika quietly begins collecting evidence of his deceit. She searches through financial records, messages, and contracts, piecing together a trail of lies that Malik had tried to cover up. Every discovery confirms Ayanda's warnings, and shows how carefully he had planned the scam. Kayamika knows that exposing him will take courage and careful planning, so she works diligently to ensure she has undeniable proof before taking any action. Once she gathers enough evidence, Kayamika contacts the authorities, and the police immediately get involved. Investigators review the documents and confirm the scam, uncovering the full extent of Malik's deception. The man who once appeared so respectable is now facing the consequences of his actions. Malik's power and control over both families crumble, and the truth about his double life comes to light for everyone to see. Kayamika doesn't just survive the betrayal, she turns it into a triumph. By exposing Malik publicly, she protects her family and ensures that no one else falls victim to his lies. The experience leaves her stronger, wiser, and more confident in her ability to face challenges. She rebuilds her life with determination and resilience, proving that courage and intelligence can overcome even the most carefully hidden deceit. In the end, Malik loses everything, and Kayamika emerges as a symbol of strength and justice. Her story inspires others, showing that even when someone you trust betrays you, careful thinking, bravery, and action can turn a dangerous situation into a victory. Kayamika proves that truth and courage always have the power to expose lies and protect those who matter most. Namsa's husband, Femi, hides a dangerous past that she never knew about, always presenting himself as a kind and dependable partner. Her world turns upside down when his ex-wife, Zuri, suddenly appears, carrying shocking revelations. Zuri explains that Femi had promised her financial support after their separation, but secretly diverted the money for his own benefit, leaving her struggling and destitute. Namsa is stunned, struggling to believe that the man she trusted could be capable of such betrayal. Anger, fear, and disbelief mix inside her as she realizes how closely his lies could affect her own family. Determined not to be fooled, Namsa listens carefully to Zuri and begins gathering information herself. She reviews bank records, documents, and past agreements, uncovering clear evidence of Femi's fraud. Every discovery confirms Zuri's warnings, showing how Femi had manipulated and deceived people who depended on him. Namsa understands that acting quickly is crucial to protect her children and ensure her family's future remains secure. She carefully organizes the proof and contacts authorities, making sure that the truth is officially recognized and that Femi cannot continue his deceit. Police investigate thoroughly and confirm the financial fraud, exposing Femi's hidden actions. The man who had seemed so honest now faces the consequences of his lies. Namsa feels a mix of relief and determination as she prepares to confront him directly. Using the evidence, she holds Femi accountable, ensuring that her children and household are safe from his manipulation. The confrontation is tense but empowering, showing Namsa's strength and resolve in the face of betrayal. In the aftermath, Namsa not only rescues her own family, but also strengthens her connections within her community. People see her courage and ability to stand up against deceit, earning respect and admiration. The experience teaches her that careful planning, vigilance, and determination can overcome even the most dangerous secrets. Femi's hidden past no longer threatens her, and she emerges wiser, stronger, and in full control of her life. What began as a shocking revelation transforms into a story of justice and empowerment. Namsa proves that even when someone close hides lies and betrayal, bravery, intelligence, and decisive action can protect what matters most. She secures her family, exposes wrongdoing, and inspires others, showing that truth and courage can always triumph over deceit and manipulation. Hey friends, thanks for watching till the very end. Don't forget to hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories. See you next time.